Hello, we've been practicing on how to add integers. Remember the rap from MC Santee that said same signs add, different signs subtract. Same sign, keep the sign, different, keep the larger. That's my favorite song, obviously. And you should make it your ringtone, but that's adding integers. Integers, again, are positive and negative numbers. Today, we're going to talk about subtracting integers and subtracting positive and negative whole numbers. So in your notebooks, this is note 9. It's called subtracting integers. And there's one rule you need to know to subtract integers. And that rule is you need to add the opposite. You're going to add the opposite when you're subtracting integers. That's the rule. I'll explain what that means in a second, but the rule to subtracting integers is you're going to add the opposite. You're going to change the math problem to an addition problem and follow addition rules. So just to reiterate, the rule for subtracting integers is to add the opposite. You ready? The rule for subtracting integers is add the opposite. Same. Add the opposite, add the opposite, add the opposite. Ready to begin? What color do you think is going to be next? Add the opposite. 2. Subtract integers. You have to add the opposite. Yes, I want that written 4 times in your notebook. I bet you're wondering. Of course. You have to remember, add the opposite. Okay, so what does that mean? Oh, there's one more. I forgot. Add the opposite. Okay, what does it mean? If we have this math problem, this is a subtraction problem. It's with integers because some are positive and some are negative. You're going to add, you're going to change this to an addition sign, like make it a plus sign, and then you're going to take the opposite of this second number. So you're going to change this to addition and take the opposite. We reviewed what opposite means. Opposite, if you remember, means it's the quantity that combines to make 0. So the opposite of a -3 is a +3. So we're going to add the opposite. Let's do some examples so you know what I mean. So in your notebooks, yes, I want you to write these down. You are going to, for this problem, 7 minus 10. That seems like a pretty typical subtraction problem, but we're going to add the opposite. So we're going to make this a plus, add, and then we're going to cross out that second number, and we're going to make the opposite of it. The opposite of +10 is -10. And then we're going to follow our rules from MC Santee. Same signs. We're going to add, different signs, we're going to subtract. So these signs are now different, so I'm going to go back to subtraction. It's kind of flip-flop. Start with a subtraction problem, flip it to addition, and now we're flipping it back. We're going to subtract 10 minus 7 is 3, and then we keep the sign, the larger is negative, so the answer is -3. You can think about that on a number line. If you start at 7 and go backwards 10, you're in the negatives. So that makes sense based on the number line. -15 minus 9. If we start, we're going to add, make this addition, and the opposite of 9 is -9. So we added the opposite. Now we have an addition problem. You can rewrite it if you want, -15 plus -9. Those signs are the same, so we're going to add them. 15 and 9 is 24, and we're going to keep the sign that they both have. For this next one, we're going to add, cross out that second number. It's always the second number. It's never the first number. We're going to add the opposite of the second. The opposite of -12 is +12. So now my math problem is -5 plus 12. Now it's an addition problem, so I follow my addition rules. These signs are different. One is negative and one is positive. So we're going to subtract. 12 minus 5 is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 7. And the 12 is bigger and positive, so the answer is +7. For the last one, we're going to add the opposite. The opposite of -6 is +6. This problem says 10 plus 6. Well, 10 plus 6, 16. I want to see that work on each problem. I want to see how you add the opposite. I want to see how you change that subtraction to addition and how you make the second number the opposite. Have a good day.